All right, so welcome to our videos. Let's go look at decision making. So every day in your life, you make decisions. Should I wake up and have coffee and or I should stay asleep? If it's raining outside, should I take an umbrella? If it's sunny, should I bring my sunglasses? So every day you make decisions in your life. When you go to pay, you have the options to pay with card, with cash, check, and so forth. So you make a decision, right? And then you go for it. All right. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Decision making, and we're going to start with if and else statements. So the if and else statements evaluates that expression to be true or false. If the expression is true, then you get a return. If the expression is false, then nothing happens, right? So if you go to the gym, let's say, and you have an ID, you have to scan the ID to get to the gym. So let's go look at this. So if you go to the gym, and you're going to pass and you have to scan ID. If your ID is valid, then yes, you're welcome. Welcome in. Now, if you have your ID, you scan and your ID is not valid, you had to try to scan your ID again. Otherwise, you cannot get in. So this is a decision that you have to make. It's a decision and a condition. If your ID is valid, so if it's true, it's valid, then you get in. And if it's not true, it's false, your ID is not valid, then you cannot get in. So let's go look at this in programming. All right. So I'm going to, let's take this out, create a data type and a variable for the ID. So I'm going to call int ID, and I'm going to assign the value here to 1, 2, 3. All right. So in order to get in this case, in another program, we don't have this little value here already 1, 2, 3. In this case, in order to get in the gym, you can only input 1, 2, 3. All right. If you don't input 1, 2, 3, then you cannot get in. So we're gonna say cout, please input ID number, right, to get into the gym. Then we're gonna use cin, and we're gonna storage that value and ID. Then we're going to say cout. Wait, before the cout, see, I get like a confused. Now that you inputted, we're going to evaluate here inside of the if statement, in a statement. So I'm saying that if ID is equal, and in order to represent an equal in program, you're not going to assign one equal sign. You have to put two together because one equal sign is used for assignment. So assign a value of, right? So if you wanted to use an equal, literally, you have to use two equals together. So if the ID equals 1, 2, 3, right? That's the correct number to get in. We're going to say cout, right? Welcome back. So now, uh, capital lowercase. So now I'm evaluating. If I am input 1, 2, 3, then I'm going to get in. If I don't, then nothing's going to happen. So let's go save and run this. So debug. So I'm going to try both ways. So input your ID, 1, 2, 3. So that's the correct ID. And it says welcome back. I don't know what that I have with welcome that dyslexic. Okay, welcome back, save. So again, when I debug this and I ask for ID, and if I input the correct ID, 1, 2, 3, then it says welcome back. So what will happen if I input 245? That's the incorrect ID. Nothing's gonna happen. So you need to kind of, so that's correct and run. So we need to kind of say to the user, all right, you know what? You did a mistake. You input the wrong ID. And in order to do that, we're going to add a else statement, meaning, okay, I am going to execute this code. I'm going to validate it if it's true or not. If it's true, I get a response. But what happens if it's false? So here, I'm going to say else, cout, please scan ID again. So now I'm telling, please scan ID again. And I forgot here my, all right. So now if I put it correctly, it's going to say welcome back. But now if I make a mistake, the program will allow me with a message. Let's say if I input scan your ID number and I put 456, right? It's not my ID. I made a mistake. It says, please scan ID again. All right. So the if gives you a statement here, a condition, and right that if this condition is true, right? It says welcome back. If the condition is false, then it says, please scan again. It gives me an options to fix my error, right? Or like error, you inputted the incorrect number. All right, so this is the beginning of if and else statements. I'm going to do one more with nested if and else, a little another program, so we can have fun with this. All right.